All right, Ashley, thank you. We will certainly check back. We do now turn to IT Mate's Cody Fisher, who finds Indy's neighborhood roads snow-covered days after that first winter storm.
Yeah, Dakari, right now we are driving in the mobile news tracker on College, heading towards South Broad Ripple, and College itself is okay. Plow crews have done a pretty good job of keeping this clear, but some of the connector streets, which are the ones that they're focusing on, specifically 49th, which is where we're heading, is still covered with snow, and a lot of those residential streets that are off of 49th are also covered with snow, which is causing some frustration for the people who live there. Slush and more slush still greets people like Esther Waltz, who lives off of 49th Street in between Keystone and College.
It's very disappointing, actually. It almost makes you feel like, oh, well, we're just forgotten. They don't care. We still haven't even seen any plow trucks on our streets. So we just kind of have to make our own path.
Making your own path on streets having deep, inconsistent trenches is treacherous.
Slipping and sliding all over the place, and I was really worried I was going to get stuck a couple of times.
For Dahlia Dar, it's worse than just slipping and sliding. Their lower riding sports car hasn't been able to get off their street at all.
I've not been able to make it to work. I've not even been able to make it to the store. I feel basically trapped. If they could just do one pass with the snowplow, it would make a big difference.
That one pass may not happen because Dar is on a residential street. DPW is only focusing on connector streets right now.
I'm really concerned about getting more snow and being trapped even longer.
DPW says its stable of 70 trucks are working around the clock, with crews working 12 hours on and 12 hours off to clear the 8,400 lane miles of streets. It says this strategy is allowing them to plow more streets without the delay of using outside contractors like in the past.
They need to reevaluate that, because I don't think that's working. We haven't seen anyone.
And DPW tells me that they are going to be monitoring that storm that's coming in on Friday that Ashley just talked about, because if there's any substantial amount of snowfall, that's going to reset their plowing efforts all over again, which could leave some of these residential streets here in South Broad Ripple exactly as you see them right now. But right now, let's send it over to Kat Sandoval, who's monitoring how the cold is impacting people in Indianapolis. Kat?
More people are turning up the heat as temperatures dip in the single digits, and home heating fires are the second leading cause of fire deaths and fires nationwide and year-round.
And so that's why it's so important that we get the message out with the extremely cold weather that's been going across the entire country.
The National Fire Protection says December, January, and February are peak months for home heating fires. It happens in 1 in every 8 homes.
Don't use alternate heating methods that aren't intended for that, such as a stove or some sort of heating element that's not supposed to be used for heating inside a house.
That's what happened in a recent warehouse and apartment fire earlier this week. Frigid temperatures mean more people are using space heaters. IFD warns to check the cords and make sure it's intact and not frayed.
Make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions. Make sure you plug the space heater directly into the wall. Keep a 3-foot perimeter of cleared space around the space heater, which means don't put any kind of bedding, furniture, curtains, anything that could catch fire.
At Sullivan's Hardware and Garden, customers are coming in for home heating supplies.
A lot of what we're selling right now since the cold snap has been firewood and like fire starter.
Experts recommend disposing of those cooled ashes in a covered metal container.
If you have a wood burning fireplace or even a wood stove, we want to make sure that you get those cleaned annually, because the creosote can actually build up and cause it to be clogged.
And experts also say to have a working fire alarm and a carbon monoxide alarm, and also to discuss with the people in your home evacuation plans. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm IT Mate's Kat Sandoval, WishTV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Yeah, and we'll keep talking about this as most counties, as you look on your screen, in southern Indiana and some in the northern third remain under travel advisories tonight. Here's a look at the latest map from Indiana Homeland Security. Counties in orange are under watches, meaning only essential travel like to and from work or in an emergency circumstance is recommended. And counties in yellow, you see, those are under advisories, only urging people to use caution. There are no counties in the state under a warning.
Well, you can also rely on wishtv.com for winter conditions. Grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you to the weather page of wishtv.com. That's where you can find travel advisories, school closings, live radar, tips for packing an emergency kit for your car, and how to drive in the snow.